So I have a question for you. Now, you don't need to answer right now. You can just put it in your mind, and maybe if you want to answer it, you can put the answers on the back channel that I just shared to you. So the first one is, to what extent are you using YouTube? Are you the type of guy that don't use YouTube? Or are you the type of guy that you've heard of YouTube, especially YouTube for education, but you don't know how to use it, especially in your work, in your classroom, or in your in your work? Or are you the kind of guy who use it personally but don't use it in class? Yeah, some people use it for fun. They watch movies there. They watch some students use it to learn the tricks of how to play a game. Yes, they use it personally, but they don't use it for learning. Are you the kind of guy who uses YouTube or finds YouTube videos to share to other people? Yes? Or are you the kind of guy who creates or uses YouTube, creates annotations on YouTube? You know what annotations are? Like on a YouTube video, there are sometimes clickable links or clickable areas on a YouTube video, so that when you click it, it forwards you to another video or another site. Or are you the kind of guy or student that uses YouTube to view and or create videos, okay, to learn and to share? So this session will revolve around these ideas and how these ideas can be of good use to you. Okay, let's look at first what the 21st century classroom looks like.
If you look back at a classroom in the 1950s and 60s, you see the teacher standing in front of the room lecturing the students. The students are just sitting there, writing down what the teacher is saying. The idea of the 21st century classroom flips that around to where the student is now the center of the environment. That's kind of how my classroom is set up, and video is a huge part of that. The first thing about coming to high school is the people you meet.
In our school, we have like over 50 different cultures.
Refugee schools, so we have a lot of kids who are brand new to this country. One of the things that YouTube allows them to do is to go visually see different places in the world.
Video makes people learn at their own pace because you can review as many times as you want and you can take notes on it.
My advanced students are able to work through it very quickly, where my slower students can pause it more and go back and forth. I'm also able to move around the classroom to help more of them.
And some people are visual learners, so they learn by seeing.
Especially with our kids, where they all grew up with TV. They all grew up with it. And so to eliminate that from their learning and say, no, we need to rewind 50 years, it doesn't seem to make much sense.
When I go look up that TV videos, it seems to me, sometimes I go home when I can't figure out something and I'm not taking, I don't need to and everything goes up to that. I don't know if it's I've been looking at other videos of architects and other things that they design that inspire me to go into this field.
As teachers, we should be tailoring our education to allow our kids to be free. I think if there's a classroom environment, the kids might come back to it.
That's why some people don't come to school because they don't want to sit there, look at a book, and like miss it. So if you watch a video, just like, it lines everything up. It's like, oh, I get it now. It makes people actually want to learn.
Okay. When I was young, I used to really watch a lot of movies, and then watching movies makes me want to do the things that they do in movies, like, you know, doing karate, you know, playing, jumping, making me think that I'm like a superhero as well. Okay? So what YouTube actually does is it kind of like teaches you, not just you, but your students as well, to kind of like do the things that they are doing and sharing the ideas that they are sharing, or learning from the ideas that they are sharing. Okay? Let me show you what I mean by that. allow me to indulge a little bit. Yeah, these are my kids. This is, the one sitting at the top is my youngest kid, Jervis. He's 1.5 years old. And the one behind is Travis. Okay, my eldest, he's 3 years old. And they grow up also with the technology. They have TV, and our TV is connected online so they can watch YouTube videos. They're watching like a lot of educational videos. And little did I know that through the videos that they watch, they can actually do a lot of things. Like this particular image over here, he's actually learning his colors. So YouTube video to learn the colors. And right now, I got shocked because he's actually learning the solar system. Yes, and not just learning the names of the planets, but he can also arrange the planets to its order. Yes? Before, I used to we used to teach like this, right? This is the planet Mercury. This is Venus. This is Earth. This is blah blah blah. These are the planets, right? But the thing is, YouTube is doing that right now for us. What we're doing to our kids, or what we're doing here, is that I ask my kid, my eldest, what is this? Instead of saying this is Mercury, this is Venus, I ask them a question and they answer me. So the lecture part, the teaching part, is done using YouTube, and the assessment part is done by me asking them questions. Okay? So I'm amazed because the first one is he's like looking for objects in our house to line up, match it up so that it kind of looks like the planet. And then later on, he's a little bit advanced now with the things that he can creatively think. Even the Legos, he can match it up. Mercury looks like, because it's too close and it's made of iron, so it kind of looks like gray. Venus kind of looks like orange because of the things going on there. Earth looks blue because of the water. Mars looks red because of how the composition is. And the Saturn even have rings, right? I didn't tell him that, oh, you have to do this like this. No, he learned it by himself because of watching a lot of YouTube videos. Okay. So, why do we need to use YouTube? First of all, it's collaborative. You can share it to people. You can comment to the videos. And what's good about being able to share it is that you get, as a student, as the one making the video, you get a lot of sometimes praises, and sometimes it allows you to improve yourself too with the comments that you receive. It's easy to use because when you're actually, YouTube has this feature called YouTube Editor, and it's not so much focused on the how to use the product, but how you can improve in sharing your product or sharing your content. And it's globally available. It's accessible through the internet. So it provides you the ability to connect to other people around the globe. It's platform agnostic, meaning if you're using a tablet, if you're using your mobile phone, if you're using your computer, your laptop, your desktop, it still allows you to, okay. And everybody's using YouTube already, so why not incorporate it in our lesson, right? For education, for reporting the news, for sharing stories, entertainment. People are using YouTube to earn money, right? A lot of people are, do you know that if you apply for your channel if you apply to monetize your channel on YouTube, that depending on how many clicks, I think 1,000 clicks can get you $2 to $8 per 1,000 clicks. $1 for Bangladesh. Okay, so if you get that many clicks onto your YouTube videos, you can monetize that and earn from that. And what's good about YouTube videos is that it's good to be a professional in terms of making or production, but you don't have to be. Okay, I can see a lot of videos out there that they earn like, thousands and thousands of dollars, but their videos is not that, greatly produced. Okay, so when we're using YouTube, are we going to use it as a consumer or as a producer? Yes, we have these two things that we have in our hands right now. We have this tool, but then in order for us to grow, are we just going to consume YouTube videos, or are we going to produce YouTube videos? Are we going to make use of this particular tool as a producer or as a consumer? As an educator, sometimes we can use other videos into our lessons so that we don't have to produce it ourselves. But it also pays if we produce our own videos. The same thing with our students. Are you just going to allow your students to consume media or to produce content? Right? Okay. Another key thing that we need to get is that where are we going to use YouTube? Is it going to be in the classroom or outside the classroom? Are you going to use it with your students so that they can access the video outside, or is it only going to be inside your classroom? Okay, so you have to choose which angle you're going to take YouTube. Another thing that we need to consider is that the principles of using YouTube. We all know that privacy and becoming a good digital citizen is also a big factor when you're online. Okay, so we need to learn how to respect others. Like, we're not just going to capture videos because it's our camera, and we are not considering the other person's feelings, if they really want to be in the camera as well, or we have to learn how to respect other people's perspective, other people's right, if they want to be in camera or out of camera. Okay, so all these things you need to consider, because if you don't, then chances are, instead of making good videos or powerful videos, you probably will just get complaints because students or people who you captured videos of, they don't like to be in the video. They did not consent to be in the video. I think that's what the media sometimes or always think of, because when they're making these videos for a documentary or even for movies, they let you sign this waiver so that you're not going over their rights. Yes? Okay, so the first thing that I can maybe suggest to you on how you can use YouTube is guided assessment. Has anyone here used Google Forms? Google Forms, okay. Google Forms, yes? Who else? Okay, so have you used Google Forms with YouTube? Yeah, so I have here an example. Okay, so here's a guided assessment. Let me zoom in a little bit. What a guided assessment is, basically it's another term for a reviewer. So say, for example, you already taught this to your students, you've already shared it, but you're not sure if they got it, or sometimes we don't have much time to teach the student. So instead of personally being there to teach them, you can make a Google form and make like certain questions, and then based on the answers that they make, they will receive. If it's the right answer, then they will move on to the next question. But if it's the wrong answer, then they can have like a sort of review so that they will get the answers right. So say, for example, Google Forms allow you to automatically collect respondents' username. True or false? True. Okay, so if I click true and click continue, it will proceed to the next question. But, let me go back. If I click false, because I did not understand, or I don't know, I will have a YouTube video embedded on Google Forms so that I can click the video, listen to what it is all about, and answer the question. Okay, so this time, because of the video that guided me to answer this question, I can make the right decision, or I can make the right answer. And then this is the page 2, which one is not a question type in Google Forms? Matching type, paragraph? Let's see if it's paragraph. Okay. Okay, so you will need a review, right? Yes? Okay. So again, this is making good use of YouTube videos and integrating Google Forms so that your students don't have to rely on you physically being there to teach them. Yes? I experienced this a lot because for the past 10 years as an educator, I have times wherein there's strike in our country, there's flood. I don't know if you've heard of the flood in Bangkok. Yes, and we had to create a lot of solutions so that we don't have to be physically there. We can deliver the same content, the same kind of thing for our students. So this is one. And then the next one is, just as the video has been showed to you, flipping your classroom. But this time, it's not just you assigning your student a certain set of videos, but also, again, using Google Forms. I like integrating other types of apps too. So this one, you can create this yourself. You can have like your own video discussing maybe for 10 minutes or 15 minutes what your topic is all about, maybe about chemistry or maybe about mathematics, maybe about computers. You don't have to be, it doesn't need to be produced well. I see a lot of teachers out there, they're using board, those small boards, and they write really fast, or they prepare it beforehand, then they have a camera. It doesn't need to be a good camera as long as everything can be seen, and then they explain there, and then they move that one, they have another one which everything is written, and then when they're done explaining, what I normally do is not just deliver a video, but I have certain questions after the video, because people can always say, or students can always say, oh, I've seen your video, but they haven't actually seen it. Yes, and you look at your video channel or your video and you see like 2 views, right? So what I normally do is I have like questions, because in order for me to see if they actually look at the video is if they can answer the right questions. I mean, they can answer the questions with the right answer, right? So I have here, pertaining, and one good tip for everybody is that when you're asking questions to your students, make sure that these questions cannot be searched in Google. Yes? Because when you ask questions that are searchable, then you're playing with yourself. Yes? So you ask questions that cannot be searched in Google, like tricky questions. Okay, so that's what I do. I give like a simple, let's try it. Yeah? Let's try it.
Welcome to the Google Forms tutorial. I'm Bill Buddy, and I'll be leading this session. Let's get started. First, I want you to open up your Chrome web browser and sign in to your Google account. Click on Google Drive, the 9 little boxes at the top right of your page. Click New to open up the drop-down menu, which will show you the Google Forms tab. Please stop the video and do that now. This is the page that you should see, a new untitled form. Rename your form by moving the cursor over a title form in the top left. And rename. Add your first question. Choose your question type by opening up the question type menu. Type in. Make it a required question. Check the box. Hit done, and this is what it looks like. Great job, your first question is done. Other question types that you can use. Paragraph text, which allows you to write more. Multiple choice. Choice boxes gives you more than one answer. Choose from a list. Other helpful features is you can edit a question, you can duplicate a question, and you can delete a question. Click View Live Form to see what you have done. Stop the video to see now. Great job. Now that you have completed the form, take a minute to fill it out for more features. Once submitting the form, you can view the responses to see all the data in one place. Looks like this. Notice the timestamp. Click Form to get even more data. Show summary of responses will give you even more features like pie charts that will show you a breakdown of the answers and the percentages. Also, you'll see bar graphs. That's another way to break down the percentage of answers. It gives you a lot of data to drive your instruction. The more you work with Google Forms, the more you will find great ways to use them. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.
So that's, again, that's one way. That's one way of using YouTube. I'll show you a YouTube channel. Okay, I'll show you a YouTube video of this guy.
The definition.
Okay, so what he does is, he doesn't really create a lot of good produced, I mean, it's not with a good production video. The lights are just okay, just normal lights and all that. But what he does is that he gives this to his students, and then for homework, so the homework is actually the lecture, listening to the lecture, you know, looking at how it's done. And then in class, what he does is he gives them exercises, he gives them assessments or quizzes, which is a good thing because he's there to assist them. Instead of giving the homework, like the exercises as homework, when you're not there for them to ask questions or to guide them. So just to show you a little part of it.
Extreme value theorem states that if a function f of x is continuous on closed interval AB, then f of x has both maximum and minimum value on interval AB. Now, our function. Now, second step will be finding the value of y based on your given interval and your critical number.
Okay, so that's the idea. You don't need, again, you don't need good presentation media. You just need, you can write it even if you want to. Okay, so another good way is for you to create a playlist. So a playlist, just like what you do on your mobile phone, you have the player app, and you create certain players based on your mood or what you like. So you can create a playlist pertaining to a certain topic. Like for example, if you're creating a topic about programming or like variables, you can create gather videos that you think would benefit the students. You can gather them in one playlist and share that to your students, so that they don't just have one explanation of a particular lesson or a topic. They have many examples, many angles to the same topic. Okay, so does everybody have a YouTube account? Who does not have a YouTube account? Okay, so does everybody have Gmail account? Yes, okay. So if you have Gmail, you can just quickly go to YouTube. You can activate your YouTube account. Now, for the first time, if you're using your personal account, you will only be limited to a certain amount of minutes. But as you move along, you can increase that. You can make it unlimited if you want to, especially with the Gaffy account. So here you can maybe teach your kids or your students as well to subscribe to good channels producing good content. Yes? And you can also teach them how to share certain videos that will benefit other students as well, or even that will benefit your lesson. So what they do is they go search for a video, and in the video, below it, they will see something that looks like this. They have the option to share it to whoever they want to share it to, or they have the option to add it into a certain playlist. Okay? So if they click add to, they have the option to create a playlist or to add it to an existing playlist that you already have. So let me show you how that works. Say for example, I like this video. Okay. So I can share it. If I click that, I will get like a link, a short link for me to share it to whoever I want to share it. I can email it if I want to. I can type the email address there. Or I can go and click add to, which gives me this one. If I want to watch it later, I can add it to my watch later playlist. If I want to add it to a certain playlist that I already have, I can just you can add it to multiple playlists if you want to. You can also create a new playlist. So you can start gathering all the videos that are relevant to the topic or to the lesson that you are preparing for the students. Okay? Again, for me, the main purpose of this one is to provide students with not just one example, but many. Okay? Do we have any questions so far? No? No? Okay, so why don't you guys to maybe create a YouTube playlist. You go to YouTube and maybe pick a topic that you have in mind and then create a playlist maybe of five videos or 3 videos that are related to that topic. Okay, now when you're sharing a playlist or when you're creating a playlist, the videos that you add in, it pays if you add in videos that are not too long. Okay, so that students will not like, oh, it's 1 hour, right? So it's good to find videos that are 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maximum maybe of 10 minutes. Okay, so why don't you do that? You create a playlist and then you add in videos that are relevant to that particular playlist or topic that you have in mind. And then I'll go around, maybe assist some of you or... Okay, so again, just to emphasize on how to create or add this particular video onto a playlist, you just need to go to any video on YouTube, and then if you click on the video that you like, you will have there an option to share it, to do more with it. If you want, you can get the transcription for it, you can report it, or you can add it to your playlist. So what we're going to do here is if you click playlist, a pop-up window will show up like this, and you can tick the playlist that you want this one added to, or you can create your own, or create a new one. Okay? Do we have any questions so far? No?
sir, I have. I can't open.
You can't open. So one thing to note also, if you're using your school's account or your company's account to open up YouTube, you need to have the school should have opened it for your account, for everybody's account. Because if not, then even if you log in, it will tell you that it hasn't been opened for your domain. Okay? So our school did not yet allow the students to have their own channel in the domain, in our school's domain. But as teachers, we have it. The students are just there to use their personal account if they want to. They're there as anonymously, yes? Because we're still debating over the rights of the students to put information there, because it might be something that the school might not want, or something that it might, privacy thing. So we're a little bit concerned about the privacy thing. We don't want to get the school involved with a lot of the scandal, thing like that. Okay. Okay, so another thing to note is what we call as YouTube editor. Is anyone here familiar with Movie Maker, Microsoft Movie Maker? Yes? Windows Movie Maker. Yes. Are you also familiar that it crashes from time to time?
Actually, not possible. If my file size is very large, then it crashes actually. But for mobile version,
it's okay, yeah? Okay, so it has its ups and downs as well. So the same thing with YouTube. It has also its strengths, and it's also its weakness. One of the weaknesses is you have to have good internet connection. Yes? What YouTube Editor allows you is something very similar to what Movie Maker does. Only that it's online, and because it's online, you can use the videos that other people make and edit them, remix them, and publish them. Okay? So again, what YouTube Editor is, it allows you to create videos. Okay, you can attach videos together, you can split videos, you can add transitions, you can add text. Okay, very, very basic, but because it's YouTube, it's easily shareable, it's easily accessible. So let me show you around first. So this is what kind of looks like. Okay, so you have there your video, and then below you have your timeline, wherein it shows you the clips, the video clips that you have. And then below that timeline, you have your audio timeline as well. So that you can cut, you can do a lot of things with your video. And you have here your editing tools. You have there the videos that you have produced. You have their Creative Commons videos. These are videos that other people produce, and they allow everybody to use their videos with whatever you want to use it for. You can use it. And then they also have you can also add in pictures if you want to. If you don't want to create videos, if you want to create slideshows, you can add in pictures instead of videos. And then you also have here sound or music. These are music that are freely available that you can chop, you can do things that you want to do with the audio. And you also have transitions, effects, and you can also have text if you want to add text to it. So again, this particular app is only limited to how creative you are. Okay? If you want your students to develop their listening skills, then put there a blank video and then speak. And then they will listen to it. Maybe do a quiz kind of thing, like people are having a conversation and then you ask a question. Yeah? Maybe put a picture in there. Okay, again, this particular app is only limited to how creative you are. Okay, so again, I've shown you this one already. You have video, you have photos, you have Creative Commons videos, you have audio, you have text, and you have transitions. Again, basic stuff. People, if you're people from the creative industry, if you're used to like advanced features, this won't provide you. But if you are, if you're on the go, you want to quick edit, you want to cut that last part because it's not included in your video, you can easily do that here. Okay. By the way, my application to Google Certified Teacher, I created it only with this one because what I did is I just cut it so that it's exactly 1 minute or 2 minute video. So again, it depends on how you want it to be or how creative you are. You also have the option to auto fix the colors that are in your video. If there's less contrast, you can add more contrast if you want. If you want it to be a little bit bright, you can. If you want to make it really slow or you want to have a slow motion video, you can do that too. You can have effects like Ken Burns effects wherein it zooms as it goes nearer to the screen. And you can stabilize the video if you want to. You can also rotate it. Okay. And with text, you can change the font of the text, not just the normal font that you see. You can change the position, the brightness, the height, okay, and all the other stuff. Okay, so another thing that you can do with YouTube Editor is to add in annotations. Again, annotations are links that are available on top of your video. So you have your video and then there are clickable areas on top of it. Wherein if, for example, you have a question, if you want to pause, or if you have like a certain link that you want students to follow, then they can click those annotations. So let me show you a quick video about it.
Annotations let you layer text, links, and spotlight parts of your video. In this video, we'll show you how to get started adding annotations to your videos. To get started, go to your video manager and find the video you want to add. Click the arrow and then Annotations. This is the Annotations menu. Here you can add annotations, move them to different times in your video, and preview how they look. Click Add Annotation to get started. Choose the type you want. Then add text. Choose your font, size, background color, and transparency. To create a link, check on Link and pick the type of page you'll link to. Use your mouse to drag the annotation to where you need it and resize it by dragging the handles. Next, use the timeline to move your annotation to a specific time in your video. You can change where the annotation ends by dragging with your mouse. Click Publish when you're done to make the annotations show up on your video. Be sure to subscribe for more how-tos every Wednesday.
So again, using annotations, you increase your interactivity with the videos that you create by 400%. So if you want them to be, if you want your videos to be a little bit interactive, then put an annotation so that they're not just receiving, but they're also going to the links that you want them to go. Not just you telling them where to go, but they can also just click it. Okay. Okay. So why don't we try in adding a video, yeah? or editing a video? Yes? Can we all go to youtube.com/editor? Can we all go there? Yes? If you're using your tablet, you may not have the best experience. If you're using your phone, you may not have the best experience for this one to operate the application. So youtube.com/editor. And then we're just going to, if you have your own videos, again, you can add it first, and then it will be available it will be available here in your your library if you already uploaded your videos. But if you've not uploaded your videos, it's okay, because there are videos here in the Creative Commons videos that you can reuse, remix, do whatever with it, and it's okay. Yes? So what you do with the videos that you have, the same thing with the photos that you have, is you drag them onto your timeline. Okay? So you will have there again the option to trim it. If you want to trim it, you have the option to cut it. Okay? So say for example you want to cut it there, somewhere there. I want to cut it there because I don't want, I can just click, see that? Split, clip here. I can click that and it will become 2 clips. I can delete the other one if I want to. I can delete this. And then I will only be left with the second part of the video. Okay? And then, again, because this is a video, you can do things with it, like auto fix, auto brightness, if you want that. If you want the contrast to be more, if you want it to be slow motion, you can do a lot of things with it. You can add filters to it if you feel like it's not too colorful. Okay? And then add text if you want to add text, enable text. And you will see there the text that you have. You can change the text that shows up, like subscribe, or not subscribe, but because this is not clickable. Okay. So you can have something like that. Or you can have the zigzag road. Okay. So once you're done editing, adding your audio, if you want to, you can.
Can I move the text?
There's a little bit of a limitation on how you can move the text, because you can move it top, center, button. That's the only.
It's a position, not moving.
Yeah. You can only you cannot drag it. So that's one limitation that you can have. But if you're using annotations, you have more option there to move the text that you have. Okay. And then any motion on text. Okay. No motion on text, because this is just something. It's like a, how do you call this one? It's like when somebody is talking, like a newscaster, broadcaster, they have like a, oh, my name is something like that. It's much more like that than animating the text. Yeah. So again, this is pretty basic, like on-the-go video editing. A quick 10-minute edit and then you're done. It's not like one of those powerful video editors out there that allow you to animate a lot of stuff. Any questions?
If I take a video from Creative Commons,
Yes.
will there be problem of copyright?
No.
Question of-
When you say Creative Commons, you have the right. They give you the right to remix it. Yes. And if you create videos as well, and you want people to use your videos because sharing is always good, you can make it part of the Creative Commons. You can have Creative Commons on your video as well, so that when people want to use your videos, they can, and they will not have a problem with it. Okay, so when you're done, you can actually click create video, and it will it will process it, and maybe a few minutes it will publish it to your channel, and then your students, whoever you want to share it with, can have access to what you have just created. Okay. Any questions so far? Format, there's no format because it's all online. Once you download it, then you can put the formatting in. Does everyone know how to download videos from YouTube?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so I won't have to tell you how to do it, right? Well, there's one site that I always use if I want to download it for local use, for offline use. I use KeepVid. Does anyone use KeepVid? Yes? I use KeepVid because it allows me to choose what quality I want to download it. Like if I want 1080p, if it's available, then I can download the full HD quality, depending on the person who uploaded it to. And I can also, with KeepVid, I can also just download the audio if I want to. Okay. Okay. Can you guys do that? Have you tried the YouTube editor? Can you try YouTube editor? If you've already created a video, it would be good to share it in the back channel so that I can see some of the things that you have done. Yes? You remember the back channel that we had a while ago? Let me show you where it is. This one. If you click this particular part, it will show you this one. Oh, what about if we have Google Apps for Education account and YouTube is not available in Bangladesh region? If you can access YouTube here using your personal account, then yeah, that's a good question. We actually have the same situation a few months ago. We also have the same situation because YouTube on in Bangkok wasn't publicly available for the domain users. But if you, is it not available yet here? Not available. Okay. So I guess then we have to wait for it to be officially, because they're slowly rolling it out to all the countries within this region. Before we had to wait like 5 months for it to be officially approved. And then once you have YouTube, then you can use Hangouts much more. Have you ever used Google Hangouts before?
Yes.
Yes? But have you ever used Google Hangouts to record a video?
No.
Yes. Yes? If you don't have YouTube yet here for your Google Apps account, then you need to use a certain application so that you can locate your, if you're, let me think about this. Yeah, I think we really need to wait for Google to activate YouTube if it's not yet available here for the domain. Yeah, for the domain account. Like, give me a school here that doesn't have, or are using a school domain account. What school is using? Oh, but who's using their school account here? Their university account. What school? What university? International School Dhaka. Yes. So because YouTube is not yet available here for the domain users, yeah, that means that your university already have the domain, but you don't have the YouTube. That's because YouTube has not been rolled out to Bangladesh yet. So once it's rolled out, you can use YouTube and its features much more. when will Google enable it for Bangladesh? I can't really answer that one. What about if we have Google Apps? Okay, I have seen some people to add their logo in YouTube videos. Are those with annotations too? In YouTube, you have the option to add images. Now you can add PNG images, like transparent images. You can add those. So if you want, you can add your image, resize it, and then put an annotation with it so that people can click, and you can link them to your website if you want. It's a good question. You take that. Thank you. Thank you for using the back channel. Okay, so you've already created a playlist. You've already created your YouTube. You've already used YouTube Editor. Now, how about maybe grouping together? Making a group, maybe 4 groups, and maybe capture 1 second of yourself, saying maybe, hi, I am, like this, and then we are in Google Summit. You understand what I mean? Maybe one person can say 1 syllable. Yes? Using only 1 camera, or one smartphone maybe. And then what you do is you upload those videos and you cut them up and then make 1 video so that it says, hello, we are from Google Summit Bangladesh, or we are in Bangladesh Google Summit, something like that. Can we do that? Different people saying just 1 syllable of 1 sentence. Yes? Yes? Can we do that? Okay, so I want you to group yourselves into 4 groups so that we don't hog the internet too much, and then maybe just 1 camera, you capturing all those so that we can upload those on 1 account. Yes, and then after that we can edit it with the YouTube editor and then share it. Okay? Can we do that? Yes. Okay. Let's do it. You don't have to sit down, yeah? You can stand up and you can talk. How you're going to say it, what's the sentence you're going to say, whose camera you're going to use, whose computer you're going to use. So it's good if you're just saying 1 syllable, and then you just cut it, and then edit it on YouTube. Come on. Come on, get those legs moving. You can just say 1 sentence, but instead of you saying the whole sentence, you divide it into different pieces. So you may be saying, I am in Bangladesh Summit, but you say, I am in Bangladesh Summit. Then you edit it on YouTube, it says, I am in Bangladesh Summit. But there's different people in the video. Okay, so in the back channel again, using the back channel, you can post, questions, ideas, suggestions, or the video links that you just created, or the videos. Let's look at the video, eh? Oh, did you delete it? Oh no! This video isn't available. Sorry about that. Maybe it's private. Maybe it's private. Is it private? Has to be public or unlisted. Oh no! Please check if it's shared publicly. Yes? Whose video is this? Mine. So again, it also takes a little bit time to process. So you might have to wait a few minutes for it to properly finish, and then when it's done, people can just click the link and it will be there. Yes? Good job, guys. I'll look into the videos that you have done, yeah? Meanwhile, we can finish this. Okay. So for further training, if you want to learn more, you want to learn the step-by-step, you want to learn the rudiments of creating videos, using YouTube, these are some of the available links that I have prepared for you. You can click them. If you want to look at videos that are publicly available for teachers or educators, you can visit it there. There's a help center. There's a YouTube help, wherein you will find a lot of videos that tell you how to do stuff. There's also training. There's a certification I'll share to you the site or the link tomorrow, wherein you can get certified as a YouTube examinee passer. Okay, so if you want that, you can learn the basics and the advanced things that you can do with Google, with YouTube. And there's a lot of instructional videos here as well. Okay, so you can do that. So let me leave you with this question. How do you see YouTube being used to support or encourage learning in and outside your class? So how do you use it? Yeah, because the thing is, we can know all these things. I don't have to be here to show you how to use this, because this is actually available on the internet already. Yes? With probably a better presenter. Yes? But the thing is, it's up to you guys. How are you going to use it so that you're not only the one who's benefiting, but as well as your peers and or your students. Yes? So, if you want to answer that question, you can answer it to me now if you want to, or you can share it on the back channel. While you're thinking of the answer, allow me to indulge a little bit with how I did with this particular session. It would be really helpful if you can give me a feedback. If I did well, what I did well. If I did bad or poor, what I did poor. You can please tell me how I did using the link. It's again goo.gl/big letter N, small r, small I, 205. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.